Hey, friend. Welcome back to the Side Hustle Growth Podcast. If you are tuned in to this episode, you are tuned into the 200th episode of the podcast. I cannot believe that I have made it to the 200th episode, and I know that is no small feat. So I wanted to really celebrate today. Wow, 200 episodes. So when I had launched in 2021, I had this big goal for that year that I'm going to do weekly episodes. I still do weekly episodes, but that year, that first year, I also wanted to interview a woman every single week, all the way through 2021. And I actually accomplished that goal. And after 2021, January 2021, all the way up to now, I started doing more solo episodes. I still have the guest episodes on, but I have had the absolute privilege of interviewing over 100 women, 109 women to be exact, have been a part of this journey. I won't even say roller coaster. It's been such an experience. I have absolutely loved it. I thoroughly enjoy podcasting. For me, it's easy breezy to be able to put content out there, put episodes out there, to show up every week. And when I had done the 100th episode, I had actually asked, loyal listeners and a few people close to me to send in a voice note, because this was before I had started video recording. So now we have moved to video recording. So if you are listening to this on the audio platforms, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, any one of those, be sure to check it out on YouTube. As of October 2023, I switched over to video podcasting as well. But up until that point, I've had some amazing women on. So for the 100th episode, some voice notes had come in. And one of them, oh my gosh, you have to go check out the 100th episode, because my mama figured out how to send me a voice note on WhatsApp to tell me she was proud of me. Oh, I'm so touched. No, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. If you knew, my Caribbean mother figured out how to send a voice note on WhatsApp just to be a part of the thing. So be sure to check out the 100th episode. But today is about the 200th episode. And again, I reached out to my roster of amazing past guests, and to see if anybody was able to send in like a short video message. I wanted to have like just 200 seconds of like good vibes on here. So, and a few of them did, and I wanted to share them with you now. Couple things to note. We are now, thanks to you tuning in every single week, because I know you tune in every single week, we are now in the global ranking, the top 3%. Most of 2023, I was in the top 5%. I was so excited about that. And I just checked recently, and we're now in the top 3%. So what? Are we coming for the number one spot? I mean, why not? So thank you to everyone that tunes in from all over the world. So let me break it down for you. So the women that sent in these messages, each and every single one of them had just such a special story. And I'm so happy that they took the time to send in a message. When I had decided, story time, when I had decided to launch back in 2020, I said, I want to do a podcast, but I was back when everybody was doing a podcast and you couldn't even get podcasting equipment. I couldn't get a mic. I couldn't get anything. But I am the type of person, I got to plan things out. I'm very meticulous. I wanted to make sure this, what was it going to be? What was the format going to be? How often I was going to put it out? And by the time I was really ready, I knew, okay, January 2021 was when I was going to launch. So my very first episode launched in January 2021. But before that, I did a pilot episode with my bestie, Mel. And that is actually still the most listened to episode. Mel also sent me a video, but in true like Kristen Mel fashion, I couldn't save the video. I was like, Mel, no. She's like, oh, I can do it again. I'm like, no, we'll figure something out. So what I'm actually going to do right now is play like a short clip from that episode. This is a pilot episode, a conversation that I had with my bestie Mel when I told her I was launching this podcast and what it was going to be all about. It was just to learn a little bit more about me from the other side, because everybody knows CJ, but very few, the close ones know Kristen. So that is who Mel is. So check this little piece out, and then we'll move on to the next video. Finding my voice, finding my shine started with our friendship, because I saw how people who call themselves friends, as well as everyone else, would take advantage of you. And I was just like,
just Bucker.
Oh, like, can you go? I'll do it for you. I'll say it for you.
Yeah. Nothing, let's be honest, nothing made you prouder of me than when I would tell someone where to go.
You have to go and check out the entire episode. It's a pilot episode, a conversation with me and my bestie Mel. It's just a glimpse into our dynamic. It is utter chaos. Just chaos. We have known each other. We went to school together back in the late 1900s. We have known each other since the turn of the century. And she is, yes, like I said, she's like my bestie, my best friend, and we've really grown together over those years. But be sure to go check out the episode to get some more laughs. Now on to my very first guest. In January 2021, when I launched the podcast, I made the announcement with Uchechi Ezerike Bosse. Uchechi and I were actually supposed to record a Facebook Live. I had a Facebook group, and I used to do these live interviews with other entrepreneurs, and I called it Share If You Dare. And when it came time to do my live with Uchechi, she couldn't hear me and I couldn't see her. We had all these technical issues, and it's like, oh my God, I cannot believe this is happening, because I knew it was going to be a really, really good conversation. Because Uchechi, when she shows up, oh my God, she's such a beautiful soul, and she just emanates like she's just a radiant, beautiful person. That didn't work out, but I kept it in the back of my mind because I had started doing those Share If You Dare episodes. I was testing the waters. I was testing being a host, having a platform type waters, but I didn't want to do it on Facebook. And that's why I decided to switch over to podcasting. So check out my video message from Uchechi. Thank you so much, girl, for being my very first guest.
A huge shout out to my girl, CJ. Congratulations on the 200th episode of your podcast. And I had the honor and privilege to be your very first guest, our titled podcast called The Journey to Conscious Business Transformation. It's been so amazing seeing you continue to show up, creating such amazing content for your listeners that helps serve them in such a great way. Here's to many more, and congratulations!
Isn't she the sweetest? She's so sweet. My next one, more stories. Every clip that was sent in, there's a story. So the next one is my girl, Charmaine Daudu. And when I first asked her to be a guest on my podcast, because I knew I wanted to have her on, she told me no. Because of the social anxiety around it. And we knew right away that was going to be our topic. She said, you know what? Follow up with me. I'm telling you no now, but I know I have to overcome this. Follow up with me. And you bet your bottom dollar that I did. And we had a really great conversation. You absolutely must check out. And it was just about rising above social anxiety for brand success with Charm. And here is Charm's little clip.
200 episodes. What an amazing accomplishment. I am so proud of you. Congratulations. And I have to say, since our little chat together, I think I've gotten a little bit better with social anxiety in the content creator space. So thank you for that. And I hope you continue to do what you're doing, motivating others as well. Bye.
Okay, moving on to the next clips, next two. So there are two because these are my business besties, Dee Boswell-Buck and Hadriana Leo. I had to have them on to talk about it, the power of community. And we, to this day, we still meet up with each other regularly. We still hold each other accountable. We still champion and cheer each other on in our businesses. So of course they had to send me, I made them, but no, they happily sent me a video recording as well to be a part of my celebration. So here is Dee, and then you will see Hadriana right after.
CJ, happy 200th episode of the Side Hustle Growth Podcast. I wish you much more success. I had an amazing opportunity to be on your podcast. What made it ultimately special was that I got to be on it with Hadriana Leo as we talked about achieving business growth through the power of community. onwards and upwards to the next 200.
Hey, Kristen, congratulations on the big 200th episode. You know what? I am so proud of you. You're doing all of the good stuff, and the way you empower all of those side hustle women, phenomenal. Keep it up. Here's to many 200s more.
On to the next video clip. This is from Susan Diaz. When I think podcasting, I think Susan, because Susan is, the woman knows her stuff when it comes to podcasting. Actually, they hosted masterclasses around when I was trying to decide what direction to take my podcasting back in 2020. They hosted these masterclasses to guide people on how to properly launch a podcast. And obviously, I was involved in that masterclass, and it made such a difference too when I was ready to launch. So here is my message from Susan. Thank you so much, Susan, for joining in the celebration.
Hey friends, my name is Susan Diaz, and I am the founder and CEO of Peaceful AI Marketing, a long-term podcaster. My podcast is called AI Literacy for Entrepreneurs, and I'm here to wish CJ just the biggest congratulations on 200 episodes. You have no idea how rare the air is for people who have anything over 25 podcasts. I remember coming on your podcast and you told me about how I had run a series of masterclasses at the start of the pandemic where I was teaching people how to podcast, and you came to those and you followed through in such an incredible way, and you referred to me as podcasting royalty. Those are some words that I carry so close to my chest. You have done incredibly well. A podcast is one of the finest ways to connect with your audience, and it lives forever. And for those who've stuck around and listened to CJ, you have a good thing here. Anyone who chooses to show up and create content consistently on the audio medium is really here for you. So congratulations.
So you have to be sure to go and check out the episode with Susan. We had a very candid conversation about using inclusive language in your marketing. So yes, it's an absolute must listen. Be sure to check it out. Next up, Chris. She was one of my guests from 2023, and ever since we have connected, we have been cheering each other on in our businesses. She shows up beautifully on social media. She really, really has mastered the platforms, how to build your brands on the platforms, how to show up in different ways on the different platforms. So here's my message from Chris.
Hi there, my name is Chris, and I was featured on the episode 4 Ways to Monetize Your Social Media as a Side Hustle. I had such an incredible experience. CJ does an amazing job at letting the people who come on her podcast as a guest really showcase what they know how to do best and provide lots of value to her audience. So thank you, CJ, for providing a platform for other women and entrepreneurs just like me. Bye.
Isn't she just a light? Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so blessed to have been able to cross paths with all these women. And my final recording is from Shirley Joseph, who is the creator of Black Canadian content creators. I think she goes with Black Canadian creators now. So, of course, we talked about the power of just having a digital community. She shared her story as well. And I was so happy that she was able to send in a little recording as well. So her episode was from May 2023. And here is Shirley's message.
Hello, I'm Shirley, the podcast and digital community host for Black Canadian creators. As you know, podcasting, it is not a race, it is a marathon. So congratulations on the amazing success that you have, Kristen. Keep doing what you're doing. It is a very important show. I know it takes a lot of hard work, and you do it so flawlessly and so easily and so well. And I appreciate what you do. Keep doing what you do. It is not easy to get where you're at. So congratulations. And I'm so excited for you to see where not just what you're doing as a coach, but where this podcast will take you in the new year.
All right, so that is it for the short clips from a few of our guests. Those are only a few, like a handful of the women that have shared this platform with me, have said yes, and have come on and just shown their light on this podcast and bringing so much value to the audience. I've learned so much from each and every one of them. 109 women. Wow. And I'm only getting started. I still can't believe here I am at 200 episodes. Be sure to keep tuning in. 2025, still going to be this amazing format. You're going to get great topics, everything, sharing my personal experiences and some amazing guests as well, sharing their expertise to help you grow your side hustle, to help you achieve side hustle success. There are a few other surprises as well, so you don't want to miss out on those. With each year, I try to find a different way to kind of shake things up, but the core, the essence of the podcast will obviously still be there. It will obviously still be the same. I am so proud of me. I want to celebrate me right now for making it to 200 episodes. Here's to 200 times 200 times 200 times 200 more. Podcasting is not easy. Content creation is not easy. So I know that being able to celebrate this milestone is huge. And that's why I wanted to do something a little bit special for this episode. If you are a part of the family, and obviously you are, if you're tuned in right now, I would love it if you haven't already, which you probably have. I would love it if you left a 5-star review on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Follow, subscribe on YouTube, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Check out all those past episodes. There's 200 episodes worth of content for you to check. So go, if you're just finding this podcast now, you got some catching up to do. And there'll be homework. I'm just kidding. But thank you so much for being here. See you at episode 201 and onwards. Here's to you showing up for your side hustle. Here's for you doing the work, the personal growth, the professional development, because you are ambitious and you are committed. And I am so happy to be a part of your journey in whatever capacity that is. Thank you so much. I will see you next week, my friend. Bye.